JZDRadioDetroit.com.
You've heard Now Listen. WJZD Radio, Detroit.com.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the best part of your day. It's a brand new Monday. Wherever you are, we are your new number one 24-hour streaming radio station that plays jazz and so much more. And incidentally, we did add blues to the rotation. We are WJZD Radio, Detroit.com, and this is the Rise and Grind Morning. I'm Don Allen, in and ready to help you get this day fired up. You know, coming up this hour, which we started out this show. We started out this hour with one of my favorite songs from Tower of Power. What is hip? I don't know. Are you hip? I consider myself to be hip, okay? Tower of Power. Also on the way today, Heat Wave, Norman Brown, Boney James. And we've got your memory pleaser. How are you doing today? As a matter of fact, after your memory pleaser, I've got like 4 songs in a row that will fire up your memory like never before. We're going to do some Earth, Wind, and Fire. Let's see, what else we have? Teddy Pendergrass, Phyllis Hyman, Peebo Bryson, Doc Powell, Marion Meadows, Lynn Roundtree, just to round out your morning. Good morning to each and every one of you all that's checking us out this morning. Let's see. We've also got the hot topic of the hour. And I know you guys are going to get into this one because it's kind of curious. What's up, Captain? How you doing, man? What's happening over there in Vegas? I know it's nice and toasty and warm over there. We're looking for highs in the 60s today. It's going to rain a little bit, but that's okay because the rest of the week they're looking at 70s, baby. For Michigan in November, come on. It's kind of wild. I'm loving it. I will take it, okay? I will take it. Let's see. We got to say good morning to all of our first responders, all of our police officers, firefighters, doctors, nurses, EMTs, and, of course, my family over at TSA. Yes. It's in the 80s. Okay, don't rub it in. Okay, I'm not there. Don't rub it in, bro. That ain't cool. This is the Rise and Grind Morning. Your man is in. Let's do this. Are you guys ready to get the week, your Halloween? Before we get into the show, I've got to share something that I saw on the news this morning. It can only happen for Halloween, okay? What could only happen on Halloween? In Wyandotte, Michigan. What's up, Waldo? Can you flat the great pumpkin? Play the great pumpkin waltz? No, I'm not. I'm going to say that one for Charlie Brown. It can only happen, on Halloween. They have blocked off a 20-block stretch in Wyandotte, Michigan because of a roach infestation. They don't want people to come walking down the streets because they say you can step on the roach eggs and then take them to your house. What's up, E-Flat? How you doing this morning? This is crazy. Only on Halloween can you have my question is, nobody got a can of Raid or nothing? Black Flag or something, Only on Halloween. That's disgusting. I mean, that's one thing I don't play with. Nuh-uh. We don't do the roach thing. I'm sorry. No, I ain't. I ain't sorry. Yeah, 20 blocks. So, wait a minute. You blocked off one street instead of blocking off a whole area because I'm sure that they didn't go, through the backyard and over the fence and into the next house. They didn't do that because roaches, they got class. They've been here longer than we have, so, they're pretty smart, So, anyway, only on Halloween will something like this happen. I'm not kidding. Let's see. Also want to remind you, the deadline is November 14th for the Detroit Pistons tickets. Come on, guys. We need you guys to help us out on this one. This is very, very, very important. Good morning, Janae. How you doing, darling? Did you enjoy the blues on Saturday night? I just went left field on everybody. I saw somebody had posted on Friday, during the Friday morning show, what does Detroit know about the blues? Well, I believe we shared it with them on Saturday night. The Pistons won, yeah. Yeah, we're going to give away tickets. Well, we're not giving away tickets. We are partnering with the Detroit Pistons to help the community, and we would like you to help us to help the community, and you get to enjoy a great basketball game as well. It'll be the Detroit Pistons versus the Memphis Grizzlies, and the tickets are only $65. These tickets are normally around $125, $150. So it's lower bowl. I'm glad you did enjoy that. And we're going to do it again this coming Saturday, okay? We're going to play more blues on Saturday night. So tell your friends, y'all want some blues? Don's got it. We're going to pump it up for you on Saturday night. Also, I'm going to ask Waldo, see if he can do a blues set for me right in front of Foodie next Sunday. So we're going to give you a double dose of the blues. But like I was saying, let's get back to this Pistons thing. The deadline is November 14th. You got to get your tickets. Go to pistons.com/WJZD, okay? Purchase your tickets there. You cannot go to the arena and say, I want to buy these through WJZD radio, da-da-da-da-da-da. You cannot do it that way. You have to go to pistons.com/WJZD and get your tickets. This helps the radio station. It helps the community. It feeds families. You know, let's not be selfish. And, yeah, you got to buy a ticket. I'm talking to you. Yeah, you right there. I want you to buy a ticket as well. So help us, help the community. We are partnering with the Detroit Pistons. Also, I will be hosting an event with Coco at the Channel One event venue. I believe that's November 17th. A night of comedy with Coco and friends. I don't do jokes. I don't. Uh-huh. Oh, there you go. That's what I want to hear, Waldo. So it's gonna be like a double-barrel shotgun. I'm gonna shoot the first shot on Saturday. Waldo's gonna shoot the second shot on Sunday. Okay? So check us out Saturday night and Sunday night. We've got the blues that you use to get you through the night. And then right after Waldo, it's gonna be Foodie. So let me get this straight. We got Billy T at 3 o'clock, and he's gonna give you the soul of the 70s. Then you got Waldo is going to give you blues you can use from 5 till 7, and then Foodie's going to take you home. Yeah. And I'll be hanging with Coco Kempton. I'll be hanging out with her. Looking forward to that. Let's see, what else we got? Like I was saying, definitely want you to come out at the Channel One event venue with Coco November 17th. I'll be your MC for that. Looking forward to always have a lot of fun with Coco. I just got to be careful because you never know what the hell she going to say, you know. And Coco go left field on you. Don't say nothing back. Just say, yeah, okay, you can go, and then you leave the room. It's the safest way. So get your coffee, get your juice. You know, I've got my smoothie here. This is banana, apple, protein, a little Slim Fast in there. I am pleased and proud to announce I lost another pound. I'm at 183 now, you know. Down from 220 pounds to 183 pounds. Been working out, changed my diet. And speaking of diet, guys, you got to want to listen to this. I did some research, you know, and we're going to do I'm going to shift real quick, and then I'll shift back. I did some research on foods that are nutritional and help guys as they get older, you know, in the libido area. You know what I'm saying? I figure since the only lady that's with us right now is Janae. Janae know about all this. Anyway, do you know that eating a lot of spinach will, you know, slow that down there? The guys that can't, you know, like you used to, well, it's a lot of the spinach that you're eating. And it does something to slow the blood to the, you know, down there. So I'm just sharing that out with you. That's the research I found. My research is not complete as of yet. But as soon as I get it all complete, I'm going to share it with you guys because this is interesting. I understand the big pharma is making gazillions of dollars on that Viagra stuff and Cialis and all the rest of that stuff. It's basically what you're eating, guys, is keeping you from, and the doctors have been telling you, eat this, eat that, eat this. Because it's good for you. Now, not to say the spinach is not good for you. It does a body good. However, eating too much of it will slow down parts of your body that you don't want to slow down. So I'm just sharing that with you guys. Okay? It's your man, Don Allen. This is the Rise and Grind Morning. Ain't no half-stepping with us. Never, 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 never. Uh-huh. Okay, I want to get right into this. I've been stalling long enough because I want to get into it because of the fact that I think it's going to be a long, drawn-out subject. Um, I was at work last week, and a coworker asked me. She said, "Would I go out with a lady if a lady asked me, or how would I feel if a lady asked me for my phone number?" Now, my answer was a question. Actually, it was. I'm like, did we at least have a conversation? Because, I mean, if a woman walks up to you and says, hey, you look good. I want to meet you. Can I have your phone number? And I would probably say no. However, it depends on how the approach is done. Now, when that was asked of me, I decided to ask other women how they would feel. And miraculously, well, not surprisingly, a lot of women, the vast majority of the women said, no, that's the guy thing. He got to ask. Suppose if I ask, he turned me down and I feel bad. Well, look at it from our point of view. Guys ask women for the number all the time and they get shot down. Okay? So why is it so acceptable for men to do it, but for women not to have to do it? You know? Likewise, why is it so acceptable for, a guy why is it, the thing where guys have to ask a woman out and a woman doesn't ask men, women don't ask men out? I personally enjoy that. Good morning, Sherilyn. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the Rise and Grind Morning. We're asking, would you ever ask for a man's phone number or ask a man out on a date? I think it would be flattering to me, flat out. It would be. I mean, and I'm not going to BS you. I'm not going to, it's going to be yes or it's going to be no. And I'm going to explain to you why. I mean, because everybody deserves the truth of the matter. I mean, and if you don't want to go, okay, I get it. If you don't want to go, well, I'm dating somebody right now. End of conversation. Okay, that's fine. Wish you guys well. Have a good day. Women, on the other hand, don't feel it's their place. Okay, Waldo said this is a tip for men. Go online and buy a drink called, Atoach. The taste is not that great, but it helps in all ways. And the yin will it'll put the yin in your yang. Now, Waldo, let me try some of that stuff. Let me pop this up on the screen right here. He let me try some of this stuff right here. Atoach. But the only problem I had with that, number one, it tastes awful. Number two, you start seeing colors. And I'm like, whoa, what the hell? And I was afraid of it. But it did work. It did work. And to be honest with you, perfectly honest, full disclosure, I don't have a problem in that area. So, are you drinking some now? So don't drive while you're drinking that crap. Anyway, so ladies, what's the deal? Would you ever ask a man for his phone number? Would you ask a man out on a date? Do you send your man flowers? Back when I was living in Houston, and I was actually talking to a young lady who lives in Detroit. Yeah, it was one of them long distance things, and no, it didn't work out. I'm not saying all of them don't, but I got to work, and I'm at work, and the guy said, Don, they need you up front. And I get to the front, and there's this huge, beautiful bouquet of flowers. And they were tropical flowers. I was taken. It almost brought tears to my eyes. I was like, so who is this? What's this about? And it was like, somebody sent you flowers. And it was the young lady who I had been conversing with. And yes, I said conversing. In Detroit. And she sent me a bouquet of flowers. And I thought that was really, really nice. Not to say that I'm being soft or nothing like that. It didn't affect my masculinity one way or the other because I know where I stand. But ladies don't do this. But the vast majority of ladies don't do this. Now, I did speak to one lady last night. I was speaking to a young lady named Tina, and she told me, yeah, I would ask a guy for his phone number. And, to be fair, she said she would also, ask a man out on a date. And with this being said, she said, now, what you do have to understand, if a woman asks a man out on a date, even though he will probably offer to pay, the lady should insist that since she asked out asked him out, then she'd pay for it. And now, guys, you don't have to feel some kind of way. If this affects your masculinity, then perhaps you need to get in touch with your own emotions. Because if you're a real man, then forgive me for saying it this way. If you consider yourself a real man, you should be able to accept that and say, okay, that's cool. At least I did offer to pay for it. So what do you guys think? Ladies, Janae, are you with me on this? Sherry Lynn, are you with me on this? And I know a bunch of y'all are watching because I can see you watching on my screen. You just won't chime in, and I'm down with that. You don't have to chime in. But this is definitely something that that everybody wants to know, you know. And I'm curious to find out where ladies stand on this. Let me see if I can find more information on this here. Here we go. Here we go. I'm with you now. Jay Fern, what's going on? What up, though? How you doing? Lucky Chucky with us, and 4 others are watching with me. The topic, Chucky, is would you be offended or would you be receptive if a lady asked you for your phone number or if a lady asked you out on a date? That is the question of the day. Our hot topic. We're flipping the script. You know, most guys feel it's their place to ask the woman out on a date. I just stopped by to tell you, there is no particular place. Society has programmed us to a way in which we feel men must act this way and women must act that way, which explains why men's emotions are all screwed up. They're screwed up emotionally. Janae said, give me a second. She know, and that means that Janae got something to bring to the table. You know, don't worry about it, Janae, because we're going to go into commercial, and right after this song, we coming right back. And the reason why I'm going to play the songs that I'm going to play, you know, it could lead to a relationship. You know, suppose the guy is shy. Excuse me. If the guy is shy, that doesn't mean he isn't interested in you. It means he's just not, his confidence level isn't there. And am I correct when I say, if there's any situation a sister can help a brother out with, especially if she's interested or remotely interested, and let's do something to boost up his confidence. What's up, Corey? How you doing? You know, I mean, let's get it. Don't get me wrong. Initially, if he's not brave enough to come up to a lady and say, "Hi, how you doing? My name is Don. You know, I was wondering if I could have your phone number. I know you're busy right now. I'm busy, so can we talk a little later?" You know, and a lot of guys are not brave enough to do that. In that case, you on your own, bro. You got to swallow. You got to face your fear. All she can say is no. You know, or she can be like, of course, here. You know. Wait a minute. Here comes Lucky Chucky. Lucky Chucky, what you got? If a lady asks me for my phone number, I'm all game because 40, 50, and 30 years ago, it was the thing back then. And I remember a lady writing a letter, putting her number in the letter. Ooh, I like that one, Chucky. I like that one. The reason why, I was at work, and this happened about 4 years ago. I was at work, and this lady was coming through the airport, and everybody was busy, and I stopped to help her. Very attractive young lady. And we were chit-chatting, and one of my colleagues had to leave the floor for a minute and asked me to come. I'm like, dude, she's hot. And he was like, man, please, come on. So he left, and then when he came back, I was still on the floor. I wasn't upset or anything, but he came to me, he was like, Don. I was like, yes. He was like, the young lady you were talking to? I said, yes. He was like, she told me to give you this. And she had written her number down on a dollar bill. She didn't have any paper. She wrote her name and her phone number on the dollar bill. And I lost the money. So if you're out there and you're listening, it wasn't that I didn't call you back, honey, but I lost it. And you probably been getting crank calls from some jackass, you know. But in the end, you know, moving forward, it could form into something truly beautiful if the ladies would just take some initiative. Yeah, you're going to get guys to say, no, baby, let me ask you. And then turn around. Your response should be, okay, ask me. And if he doesn't, end of conversation. You already know. Okay? So, ladies, would you ask a man for his phone number? Or would you ask a man out on a date? We want to know. The fellas out here, fellas of America, need to know this. All right? We'll be right back with more. And your memory pleaser right here on WJZD Radio. Morning show on WJZDRadioDetroit.com. It's a night of comedy just for laughs featuring Coco and friends at the Channel One event venue Thursday, November 17th at 7 p.m. Tickets are just $35 or for group rates go to info@channel1productions.com. It's your girl Coco with special guest Melanie Hearn and your man Don Allen from WJZD Radio. There's a limited space, so reserve your table early. Just for laughs, it's a night of comedy with Coco and Melanie Hearn. Thursday, November 17th at 7 p.m. at the Channel One events venue, 444 Meldrum, right off of Jefferson Avenue in Detroit, Michigan. Come crack up with Coco and Melanie Hearn. Thursday, November 17th at 7 p.m.
That's right. Detroit versus everybody. December 4th at Little Caesars Arena. The Pistons take on the down south Memphis Grizzlies. WJZD Radio Detroit, Jazz, and so much more will be hosting this special event of the evening of fun and basketball with your family on the lower level. Prices start at $65. There will be giveaways, donations for a community food drive. Get your tickets by November 14th. Visit pistons.com/WJZD. For groups, questions, or 10 or more tickets, contact Andy Myers at 313-771-7588. Again, that's 313-771-7588. WJZDRadioDetroit.com.
Do you have posters, prints, photographs, or artwork rolled up in the closet or under the bed? If you do, you need to get framed at Eric's I've Been Frame Shop. Eric's I've Been Frame Shop is the award-winning custom picture frame shop with over 25 years of experience and expertise, and the official sellers of WJZZ t-shirts and gear. Eric's also specializes in creative and unusual designs for your art or memorabilia. With over 2,000 frames and selections, we can properly handle your art. Our services include glass replacement, conservation framing, shadow boxes, and photo restorations. Our store also offers posters, prints, original postcards, coffee table books, handmade note cards, black memorabilia, postcards, stone tile magnets, and coasters and puzzles. Eric's I've Been Framed is the exclusive store that sells the official throwback WJZZ 105.9 t-shirts and other JZZ gear. So stop by Eric's I've Been Framed, located at 16527 Livernois Avenue between Puritan and McNichols, right across the street from U of D Mercy. Call 313-861-9263 for your custom picture framing consultation appointment. Again, that's Eric's I've Been Framed at 313-861-9263. Okay, before we get back to our hot topic of the day, as to whether women would ask men for their phone number or ask a man out on a date, I see Cheryl Lynn is responding and Adrian Thomas is responding. You like those blues last night, huh? Saturday night. Wait till this Saturday. We're going to go crazy. What's up to Howard Johnson? Good morning. Camille, how are you, darling? And Tina, I know you're listening. I know you're at work, as well as Good Black Girl. Our thoughts and prayers do go out to her. We understand you had a loss in your family. Carolyn Hill, good morning to you. The reason why we asked this, someone asked me this question. How would I feel if a woman came up to me? Denise, good morning. How would I feel if a woman came up to me and asked me for my phone number, or if she asked me out on a date? And quite frankly, I would be impressed that a woman would do that, because I look at it's all pretty much equal, different parts, but the same type of people. We all bleed red blood. We all have feelings. We all have emotions, and who knows, something positive might come out of that, Do you have posters, prints, photographs, or wrong song? My bad.
Said you wanted all of my love.
Yeah. See, it's all about love. At the end of the day, it starts as infatuation, and this is not the song I wanted either. You know, so why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? How about this? That sounds a little better. I have to choose the words that I talk over. They set the mood for what I'm trying to say. Okay. Now, if a woman asks a guy out, as opposed to the guy asking the woman out, that levels the playing field for me. That lets me know this woman is confident within herself, you know. Now, if she does what Teddy's talking about in this record, that's a bit much, unless we have history. Okay, if we got history, you can come and say, baby, it's time. I was like, yeah? Why don't you come over to my place? Hey, touchdown. But I mean, that's a bit much. But if a woman just comes up to you guys and asks for a phone number, that's all conversation. That's basically getting to know you, just letting you know that she wants to get to know you better. And if you're confident within yourself, you don't have to worry about, you know, she asked me for my phone number? No, that ain't cool. I'm the man, you know. That's a brother who's scared to deal with his own emotions. He's not confident in where he is as a man. Quite frankly, this is my opinion, and if you don't like it, you may believe something different. That's all good for you. If a woman asks me out on a date, I'm flattered. Let's do it. You know, I'm not to say that I'm going out on a million dates with a bunch of y'all. It's not gonna happen. I mean, but if there is some sort of attraction, or maybe I know this person can engage me in a phenomenal conversation, why not? Just because I go out on a date with a woman and she asks me out does not mean I have to A, go to bed with her, B, get married to her, and C, be involved in her life for the rest of her life. That means she enjoys my company and she'd like to be, spend an evening having great conversation. We'll start with dinner, and whatever happens, I'm not going to predict the future, but at least it starts there. Are you with me? I hope you're with me. Wait a minute. Cheryl Lynn, I got to post this. Cheryl Lynn said, nope, I sure wouldn't ask for a guy's number. I'm just old-fashioned that way. And that's fine for you. You know, if a guy has to come up, Cheryl Lynn said, you got to put in work to get with me. And okay, I'm with that, you know, but it's just, I'm a different kind of guy, you know, and I respect the ladies who's, you know, is confident within herself, you know, and let's snatch the word confident out of there. She just likes what she sees and is not afraid to go for it. I guess that is confident. Carolyn Hill, hey, good morning. Denise Brooks, good morning to you. Let's see, Chucky said, I would love for a woman to ask me for my phone number. The last time that happened, Facebook and Instagram was not even around. Exactly. There you go, Chucky, because the same thing happens with me. I think the last time that happened was, Jesus, in the 80s? You know, it's been that long, you know. So, ladies, you know, now, since we are on this subject, why don't we talk about it here comes Janae. But before I go anywhere else, I got to look at what my sister said. Women have to be very careful with the whole asking him out on a date. I'm assuming we're talking about the first date. Just like men worry about being with gold diggers, y'all can be gold diggers too. Call me old-fashioned, but the man has to pursue me. Somebody else is chiming in. I got to finish reading hers. Pursue her. I need a leader and a self-starter. If you're waiting on me to step to you, then you don't have the qualities I'm looking for. I have made the first move in the past, and honestly, it wasn't an advantage with the end result. Come get me, sir. The amount of men that have messaged me saying they always like me but hesitated is astounding. There's nothing worse than a man that lacks confidence. Okay, that being said, Janae, that's a two-way street, okay? That's a two-way street. Adrian Thomas says, I work in the mental health and I teach self-care and trauma, and I feel it's impressive to ask a man. It's not a one-sided gender thing. It's unisex. Come on, baby, talk to me. Women and men, make sure you pour into self so you can feel confident being okay with who you are. It starts somewhere. It's no longer just for a man to do it in 2022. Let's go each other and not putting it onto a man to just do it. I like the way you talking, girl. Denise Brooks says, I've never asked a man out before, and I'm married now. I think it's times have changed, and they feel it's perfectly acceptable, and that's correct. Good morning, Vicki Howard Terry. How you doing, darling? I hope you're doing well. But yeah, now finding out where you guys stand on this is cool. But I'm gonna take it one step further. Can I push it? What do you got? And I know where I'm getting ready to go with this, and I know what's gonna happen. What do you think about women who ask for their boyfriend's hand in marriage? You know, because me and this young lady had this lengthy talk about this last night. And she said she wouldn't have a problem with that either, as long, let me turn Phyllis down. As long, John B, what's happening? As long as it's in private. She didn't need, like a lot of guys do it old school. They have to have both families present, so he get on his knee and look up into her eyes and pop that ring, and da-da-da-da. I don't think that would be necessary. And to be perfectly frank and honest, Derek Henry, what's going on? See, Derek has no sense at all. He said, I'm old school, smash and dash. See, that's why you sitting there by your damn self. I'm not sure. I would be flattered, and depending on if I really love this woman and, she turns and says, down, let's do this now. I know you were planning on doing it a certain way, and I know you. Because in order for a woman to ask me to marry her, she's got to know me well, very well. But if she asked me in private, she's like, baby, I love you, you love me. And I know you were waiting till all the ducks were in a row. But listen, I'm with you to the end. Why don't we do it now? Will you marry me? Boom. See, there's a way to, if I love her, heck yeah. Now, let's not go out in public and say, she asked me to marry her. And don't throw it back up in her face when y'all have an argument, because you're liable to get your taste slapped out your mouth. So I say this. It's the truth. Y'all know y'all going to say that. You know you will, so don't act stupid. John B., the question of the day, hot topic of the day is, how would you feel if a woman came up and asked you for your phone number? Well, you can't do it now because you're married. Or if your wife... It's cool if your wife asks you out on your date. But if she's a girl, if it's a young lady and y'all don't have a relationship, y'all just friends, and she asks you out on a date, I mean, how many of us, guys, be honest, have had a woman say, well, and you're just friends with her, there's no physical activity going on, and she says, listen, I want to go down to, let's say, use Floods for an example, back when Floods was good. I'm gonna post that in a minute, Janae. But if it's just a friend, you guys are cool. Y'all been knowing each other for a while. And she's like, I want to go down to Floods. Come on, let's go. I got you. It's just a friendly thing. That's cool. Janae says, I'm not asking for a man's hand in marriage. My parents will bust the hell wide open. Chucky says, I have a question, and I hope you and everyone can answer this. What's the difference between asking a woman out on a date and asking a woman to go out on a date? Wait a minute. Let me post this one because I ain't reading this right. Don, I have a question. I hope you and everyone can answer this. What's the difference between asking a woman out on a date and asking a woman to go out on a date? Let me give you an example. A few weeks ago, I was hungry, and I asked this lady who's here. Wait a minute, let me come back off of that. I was hungry, and I asked the lady on here, let's go out to eat. I'm hungry. and he was hungry, and you're hungry a few weeks later, and I asked her on a date and said, let's go out to eat. What's the difference? There's no difference. You're going out, you're going out. I don't know whether you're going to care if you're going to the movies or if you're going to get something to eat. Sherilyn says, but hey, I'm single. I'm looking for a tall, dark, and handsome man. Can I have your number? But yeah, baby, just hit me on my inbox. And I'm single too. Yeah, John sums it up right here. Society is always changing. It is. It is, what's good right now was not good 40, 50 years ago when we were children. Do you realize that when we were children, our parents, I'm going to go real, just something simple. They went to church as a family, and they wore suits. Nowadays, somebody found in the Bible, the Lord says, come as you are, yada, yada, yada. Now, I've seen people going into church with pajamas on, bonnets on, so things have changed. Janae says, now, once you my man, I spoil you and take you out on dates just like he does me. Okay, so you have rules. let's call them rules. Janae has rules. Once y'all involved in a situation or a relationship or a situationship or whatever the hell it is, once you're involved in that, it's okay for you to ask him out on a date. But early on, before y'all really get to know, y'all going in that direction, he got to take the initiative, is what you're saying. And forgive me, it's just not how I roll. I'm like, it's equal opportunity. If you want me to hold the door for you, and you want me to pull a chair for you, and you want me to hold the umbrella up for you and give you my coat if it's raining, then damn it, you should be able to hold the door for me, open the door for me, hold a chair, and all the rest of that. And of course, I'm not going to let you do it. Of course, I'm going to let you have my umbrella while I'm in the rain. I don't have a problem with that at all. But fair is fair. The scales keep doing this. Are you with me out there? See, Chucky says the difference back then is there was no social media. Folks had really to communicate. Now Facebook and Instagram has. You're right. You're absolutely right, Lucky Chucky. Thank you. Sherilyn says, if he treats me like a queen, I'll treat him like a king. And you ain't even got to kiss the ring, baby. But we have to learn how to approach each other, number one. See, social media, all of this, y'all able to watch me and hear my voice and all of this. This was game-changing. And I think it might have been a bad thing, for it. It's good in some ways, but it's bad in some ways. In that it makes it impersonal. It makes it very impersonal. You know what? I'm going to drop this in because I've got 4 minutes. Let's see. Let's take that to the top. Okay, that should take me to the top of the album. Bam. Yes, it did. Forgive me, folks. I had to make some adjustments. Yeah, but you don't have to try to play with somebody's emotions. It's not fair. Playing with somebody's feelings is a dangerous thing. Some of these people out here cray-cray, If we can just learn to be honest with each other and be upfront about the way we feel and speak the truth. Yeah, that's what we're supposed to be doing. What happened to being honest with each other? What happened to being, if we were more honest with each other, it may not make it easier for a woman to ask a man for his number or for a woman to ask a man out to dinner, But if we were honest, it might make it a little easier if you were turned down. Because, ladies, I know some guys that have been crushed by y'all. I was one of them back in the day. I've been turned down by some of the best. I have been. And I took it on the chin. I was like, okay, no problem. Ooh, nice one, Sherilyn. I like this. Let me post this. Come on, Sherilyn. You go, girl. I like the way you think. Oh, so does that mean that a man should have to take my last name? But I thought, Sherry Lynn, that nowadays women, when they get married, they retain their last name and they hyphenate his name. So it'd be Sherry Lynn Winisky and Winisky Allen should you had married me. You feel me? You know? But that is something that could be discussed between each couple. It doesn't, well, biblically, I think she's supposed to take his name. Don't get me wrong, I have to ask my pastor about that one. If it's in the Bible where she has to take his last name. But that is a good question, you know, and that is fascinating. I think that's something that should be discussed by that couple. Just like how they want to, after they get together, you know, how they want to live their lifestyles, what their goals are. Do her goals match his goals? You know, suppose he wants to buy a big mansion and she's just cool with a small spot, you know. It goes, you know, based on couple to couple. John says, along with no cell phones to text, the texting is taking out the conversation out of a relationship and communicating with other people in person. You are, I'm going to get to you in a minute, Sherry Lynn, or communicating with people in person. You're absolutely right. You know, I have text people, and I personally don't like texting all the damn time. People on the staff here at WJZD will tell you, I'll call you in a minute before I will text you. You know, and then when I text you, you know, by then I'm pissed off that I had to text you and you didn't answer your phone, because especially when you text me right back, I'm like, well, why didn't you just answer the damn phone when I called? I'm old school that way. You know, if I got your phone number and I call you and you don't answer it, I'm texting you and say, hey, what's going on? I need this, and this done. And they text me right back, okay, I got you, no problem. I'm like, well, dog, why didn't you just answer the phone? We could have been a lot quicker, you know? Do you have to have something documented to make sure that you don't forget it? Because you're going to forget to look at your damn phone, you know, then you still forget it. Waldo says it's very pleasing when the woman makes plans for great evenings and pays for it. The queen takes me out at least 3 times a month, but I pay, but she pays and loves that it's 100 and 100, not half. I like that. And I have to applaud Queenie and Waldo, because, I mean, Queenie treats Waldo like the king, if that's a word. I mean, and that's the way it should be in every relationship. Yeah, y'all, everybody can't do what they do, but do what you can do. And it should be appreciated and reciprocated. You know, if I'm making sense to you guys, it should be appreciated and reciprocated across the board. That way, nobody's feeling like they're being used, you know. But let's not get into the relationship aspect. You're getting ahead of the game here. We're just talking about initially reaching out to each other, establishing what could possibly be a relationship. Oh, here come my little sis. Here we go. Woman gonna keep on allowing men not to be men, and we won't have anyone to protect us. That's wrong. This is why I'm going with tradition on this. I'm not giving a man any education that I don't need, what God naturally gave him, masculinity, brawn, leadership, etc. That depends. You speaking like you got all the same parts I got, Janae, because just because a woman asks me out on a date or asks for my phone number does not mean I'm losing my masculinity. Let me explain something to you, little sis. You could ask me for my phone number, or any of y'all can ask me for my phone number. That doesn't change me from being a man one bit. I'm still going to protect mine. I'm still going to be masculine. I'm not getting upset, but I got to put, sometimes when I have my viewpoint, you got your viewpoint, I want to voice mine like I allow you to voice yours. So, that being said, I mean, and don't be throwing this one on God either, okay? Because God knows what's happening down here right now. He knew it before it happened, you know, that you don't need what God naturally gave him. That's not taken away from what, Adrian Thomas says, I think that's traditional. I think we should sit down and talk about how we love each other and how we move forward. I don't think it should be just asking, but it's a traditional thing. So men, sorry, I think that should remain the same. God deemed you to be the head. I have boundaries. At 46, I've never had when dating at 19, no exceptions. I was taught it's all for a man to do. In 2022, women, we got to give self-care and self-love and self-respect to these men because they were born into a world where they are taught the man to do it. And I feel those old school things should be added with some new school. Over the years, wait a minute, over the years of having 3 kids to father and an ex-husband, I've learned to pour into me first and to know what I want before expecting it from a man. I think we put too much pressure and expectations. We're not 50-50. We might be 100/0 or 60-40. Stop going in expecting. Let God work through what you're seeking. Okay, I'm gonna agree with you for partially in that, because when you say let God work through what you're seeking, I was taught that you take all of your issues, all your wants, all your desires to God, and He will handle it for you. However, our God did give us freedom of choice, and sometimes what you do will work, sometimes what you do will not. Okay, so He also gave us common sense, and you all know common sense ain't common. Oh yeah, happy Halloween to you, John. Janae, my sister, say, well, you're talking about your generation, Don. You got to think about the younger generation. Those dating regularly and often. The men coming up now have no problem being taken care of. So why do you think my man is 17 years my senior? Okay. First of all, I'm trying to not resent that younger generation as making me feel like I'm old, okay? We gonna have to have a talk, me and you, Janae. I ain't scared of you, Well, all them young boys might be scared of you. I ain't scared of you. Chucky replying to Janae Smith, Miss Janae Smith, do you know this is a new generation out here? Now, speaking in terms of the generational thing, speaking in terms of that, well, wouldn't that stem from what the parents are teaching their children, their children? Wouldn't that speak to that? Because if the parents ain't teaching them, that young lady, how to be a young lady, or teaching that little boy how to be a man, and if you looked at my Facebook page, you saw an animation of a grown man tying his tie and a young boy sitting right next to him tying his as well. It takes a man to teach a man. My mom raised 3 boys by herself on the east side of Detroit and moved us all the way from the east side to the west side to the northwest side. Did it by herself. And all 3 of us turned out well. Okay? So y'all need to understand. I called you a baby Saturday night. Depends on what context I called you a baby. But this is real talk. Perhaps when you speak in terms of younger generations, we need to check on what we are putting into those children so that they evolve into well-rounded adults. If you're a well-rounded adult, in my opinion, only my humble opinion, if you're well-rounded and you are well-grounded and you're a woman, you're well-grounded in your femininity, and if you're a man, you're well-grounded in your masculinity, you ain't got to worry about it. I know about how my emotions work. I know if I ask a woman out and she says no, okay, it's okay. Yeah, my little feelings might get tarnished a little bit, but guess what? Time will heal that wound, and the next one that I do ask that will say yes, I'm going to spoil the hell out of her, Not because that one over there turned me down, but because God gave me something better. See, it all starts in the beginning. If you're going to use God as a go-to in every subject, you got to understand that the one He did give you. Now, don't get me wrong. All of the ones He did give you are not the right one. He might have put her in your life for a season so you can learn something. Maybe you were a dog and he was like, oh, I got one for you then. Boom. She put you in check and left your little feelings hurt. And that goes two ways too. You know, them women out there that are gold diggers, they fall in love with the right one, and he's like, baby, it don't roll that way. We ain't gonna be able to make it no more. But baby, I love you. And then she go out and smash your car windows, you know. So, Corey Brown, the cat and mouse game has clearly changed. Yes, it has. Thank you, Chucky. Chucky says, Don, you right. Communication is the key. Since you're talking about communications, there are two generations out here that don't know about sending women flowers to increase interest. Janae says, Corey Brown, it needs to be changed back. Boy, we are an opinionated bunch today, aren't we? John B. says it's also generational learning from entertainers that show certain lifestyles as the way they speak through parents so hard to provide and raise them appropriately. And I agree with you, John, because you watch the Housewives of Atlanta or the Housewives of L.A., and what you guys don't understand is that's all bull. It's bull, you know. Reality TV is the furthest thing from reality, okay? Because the producer is still saying that, okay, here's what I want you to get into a fight with her and call her, you know, the B word and blah, blah, blah. Adrian says, I have lots of parents that tell their sons that what they're supposed to do for a girl, but never heard her say what her daughter's supposed to do, what a daughter should do for a man, because the mother is damaged from previous men. Now she's past that. Come on, preach to me, Adrian. I hear you, baby. Now she's past pissed off, and now all men got to do for her. It's a date. Go enjoy it. Reality is a money matter, a money maker. Oh, I like that. You know, I think it all varies from individual to individual. I think it does. I think what we need to do is quit looking at each other as a group of people. But what we should do is look at each other as individuals. That's why when you're a couple, you are alone a lot, so you can converse with each other and find out what's going on the inside. Now, if you aren't going to be real with your mate, then pack your crap and leave. If you ain't going to be real, if you're not going to tell me what's going on in the inside of you, what you feel and what you desire and what you want and what you need, then we don't need to be together. Okay? Everybody is not for everybody. Good morning, Tina. You just getting on. The topic is what we discussed. Me and Tina Mocha Latte were talking about this last night. And you should read some of the backlines on this, Tina. A lot of women feel that it's the man's job to ask for the phone number, to ask out on a date. Few of them said, okay, you know, I'm with that. They can do that. I've been elected pastor of the church of what's happening now. So can I pass the plate? We're going to start with our love offering. And then we're going to address the building fund. You know. Oh, wait a minute. Is this my last song? Oh, wow, it is. Oh, man. We're going to have to come back to this one because I can see the differences. We are so much alike, yet we are so different. And maybe we can find a common place, a bridge, where we can all agree or we can all agree to disagree. That's fine, too. I guess at the end of the day, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with your mate. It's not going to work if you don't. And if it don't work, that's fine. You know, at least respect each other enough to be honest with each other. That way, if y'all, oh, well, baby, I mean, yeah, we make good love, but we emotionally aren't on the same page. So, you know, can we break up as friends? And I guess the key word there is break up. You know, it's a hurting word. Break up is a hurting word. 2 words, to be exact. You know, See, Tina said, we are so grown for me, I will ask and pay. That's why me and Tina have been friends for. How long we been friends, Tina? Since the 80s? The mid-80s? John B. says, also dressing appropriately when asking someone out or going out on a date. Thank you, John. Jesus. Oh, yeah, me and John came up with this. The next topic after we finish this one will be proper attire required. Because I'm tired of y'all dressing like y'all ain't got. Who told women it's okay to wear them damn bonnets everywhere? And pajama bottoms and house shoes. They call house shoes for a reason. Yeah, we've been friends for a long, long time, Tina. I remember when Tina was this tall. She this tall now. I'm lying. I haven't seen her in a while. But guys, listen, I got to get out of here. Stay with us. Coming up at noon, my man Steve Alco Tucker has your midday mix, the perfect thing to go with that peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Kyle Lamont has you live this afternoon at 2 from 2 to 6 on the afternoon drive. Waldo has you at 6 p.m. Then it's Mellow Mike. Adrian says those hard questions to ask is what you just said, Don. Not asking what's your favorite food and colors. We need mental health questions to ask. Let's see. We need mental health questions asked. Do we know how to react under pressure? How do we treat each other? What's our beliefs and standards? What our boundaries with each other are and certain things. Lucky Chucky says, Don, I'll put it like this. I asked at least 6 ladies for their phone number within the last month. Just like my Detroit Lions, I lost. Yeah, well, you comparably speaking. But the thing, there are so many women out there that will tell a guy she's married and not be married just to turn him down. I will see you at work tomorrow. That's the truth. Once again, like I said before, the key is being honest with each other, being honest with yourself. Listen, we're going to pick up on this on Wednesday. Sound good to you? Because we got a lot more to talk about. It's about tolerance, respect, and trust, and honesty. You left that one out, Tina. Listen, make it a good day on purpose. Be the blessing I know that you are. Make it a great day on purpose and do it with authority. All right? Remember to make each and every day count. We are WJZD Radio. Also, I need you guys to go to I need you to go to pistons.com/WJZD WJZD. Pick up your tickets for the Pistons game. Pistons.com/WJZD. $65. We'll see you there. I'm out. Make it a great day. Peace. It's a night of comedy just for laughs featuring Coco and friends at the Channel One event venue Thursday, November 17th